Good evening and welcome to Icu Tv main news. We begin by taking a look at the stories making headlines. Zambia projected to lead Africa in 2025 GDP growth. Lungu repatriation hearing postponed to Monday, August 18, 2025. Government to roll out neonatal nursing training nationwide. And in our international news, DC sues Trump administration over police department takeover. In our sports news, Malalo police urge Kasama warriors as FAR's Northern Tournament kicks off. With the news details, my name is Kasama. President Hakainde Hichilema has welcomed Bloomberg's latest projection, placing Zambia as Africa's fastest growing economy in 2025, with GDP growth expected to surpass 6%. In a statement posted today, President Hichilema attributed the positive outlook to the country's economic reforms and the June 2024 debt restructuring deal, which restored investor confidence and opened new avenues for growth. He said the milestone reflects the resilience of Zambians and their commitment to building a better future through job creation, improved services, and inclusive prosperity. The president emphasized that economic transformation remains a shared national mission, with reforms continuing to drive Zambia towards long-term development. The hearing concerning the repatriation of former President Edgar Lungu has been postponed to Monday, following an agreement between the legal teams representing both parties. The session, initially scheduled for today, was rescheduled to allow for further preparations. This development arises from a protracted legal battle between the Zambian government and Lungu's family over the late president's final resting place. Lungu passed away in South Africa in June 2025, and while the government insists on a state funeral in Zambia, his family has expressed a preference for a private burial in South Africa, citing his alleged wishes. The Pretoria High Court previously ruled in favor of the Zambian government's request to repatriate Lungu's remains for a state funeral in Lusaka, emphasizing that national interest and protocol override personal preferences in such matters. However, Lungu's family has challenged this decision, filing for leave to appeal the ruling. The court has assured that its forthcoming ruling will be fair and impartial to all parties involved. As the hearing resumes on Monday, the nation awaits a resolution to this sensitive and high-profile case.
And I've discussed with my colleagues. We also agree that the matter to stand down to Monday at 10 o'clock, and we still optimistic that the finality that would be in the interest of all the parties would be reached. Stands down to Monday, 10 o'clock.
As you please.
Thank you. Court adjourns.
All right. The government is set to establish neonatal nursing training programs in all nursing colleges across the country as part of efforts to enhance newborn care services. Health Minister Elijah Muchima, in a speech delivered on his behalf by Permanent Secretary for Technical Services, Dr. Kennedy Lishimbi, at the COIN conference in Lusaka, said the initiative will equip nurses with specialized skills to deliver high-quality neonatal care. Muchima thanked stakeholders for their ongoing support in strengthening newborn and child health and urged participants to recommit to collaboration and knowledge sharing. Meanwhile, Zunmo President Frei Mijelo, represented by Vice President Chimuka Sikapoto, said the conference will help accelerate Zambia's progress towards the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals by promoting evidence-based practices in neonatal care. We take our first break. Coming up next is more in our local stories, so stay tuned.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now in our local stories, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media, Tawo Kawana, says the government is committed to using strategic communication to support national efforts to eliminate malaria. Speaking during a press briefing held by End Malaria Council EMC today, Mr. Kawana emphasized that the recently signed Memorandum of Understanding MOU between his ministry and the EMC provides a strong foundation for collaborative advocacy in the fight against malaria. He noted that the agreement outlines a framework for joint efforts in stakeholder engagement, in innovative financing and development of a compelling investment case for malaria elimination. He added that coordinated messaging and sustained public awareness are essential tools in mobilizing national support. The press briefing was led by EMC Communication and Advocacy Committee Chairperson Malcolm Chabala, who revealed that Zambia continues to record around 30,000 malaria cases daily with 4 to 5 deaths every day, figures that highlight the urgent need for intensified multi-sectoral action.
To emphasize that the MOU we signed with EMC stands and we remain committed, and as a ministry we will give all the support that we can to the campaign and the awareness, and we also buttress their core and re-echo, especially to the corporate world, corporate entities, that for activities such as the one they are promoting and many others that they will promote in future to do with fundraising, corporate entities ought to really support, because malaria affects all of us. And you know that when you have malaria on the hike, it means also production goes down, because many of your patients either are infected with malaria or are affected by way of family members going down with malaria and then taking away man-hours to look after their relatives owing to malaria. So it is important that we support such causes.
Now, the Road Development Agency is nearing completion of a 4.8 million kwacha Bailey Bridge to restore a vital 65-kilometer link between Lusangazi and Petauke in Eastern Province. The route, often cut off during rainy seasons, has forced residents to travel an extra 120 kilometers via Sinda. The project aims to ease movement for farmers, traders, school children, and expectant mothers seeking medical care. Additional works are ongoing to improve the Petauke-Ukwimi stretch, with completion expected next month.
Once a faded threat of dust, the road from Katete to Chanida now begins its rebirth. Each meter laid not merely in asphalt, but in promise. It is the artery through which Eastern Province shall breathe new trade, new wealth, and new connection to the wider world.
Yeah, what is happening here is we are upgrading this road to asphalt standard. We are stabilizing the existing base. We stabilize with cement and downgrade it to sub-base. Then we add a crushed stone base on top, which we prime and apply hot asphalt. So what is happening, we are at kilometer 25, kilometer 25, and we've done sub-base up to 20. There's 5 kilometers of sub-base done, and we are just dumping the crushed stone base here, going towards kilometer 20. And we expect to start processing this stone base around next week, when we have at least 3 kilometers dumped.
From the villages of Katete to the border gates of Chanida, the sound of machinery is the music of the nation building itself anew. The government, through the public-private partnership model, is implementing the Katete-Chanida road upgrade and associated border infrastructure at a concession value of $79,785,115 agreement. Spans 25 years, including 2 years of construction and 23 years of operation and maintenance.
Well, we're doing our best to see to it that we can complete the project by next year. And as you know, that this road is quite busy. From Katete to Chanida is linking to Mozambique. A lot of Zambian fuel is coming from Beira, as well as copper is going to Beira. So this road is quite busy. And we are doing our level best to see to it that we are able to deliver the project on time. As you know that Lutemwe Consultants is a Zambian-owned company, and we have the capacity to deliver the project on time, and we will make sure that we are able to deliver the project on time, not only on time, but even quality, because we have to look after the road for the next 25 years. Therefore, it is in our interest as well to make sure that we deliver the project on time as well as with quality.
Work between kilometer 0 and kilometer 3 has seen full reconstruction in surfacing, while the shoulder widening is underway. From the kilometer 3 to kilometer 23, the Katete-Chanida route connects Zambia to Mozambique via the Nakara and Beira corridors, offering farmers and traders gateway access to international markets. It follows the government's broader PPP strategy, which is enabling infrastructure development without increasing the national debt burden.
Tiamikira boma yathu ya UPND pontikonzera kolodi panochoka pa roundabout hapa ukafika pa FRA turn off pakona pacha hapa pantu penze poipa pechudwa ikachifuva chaoipa chakuti wachapita ku hospital tezogula mankhwala tieseko koma tezovutika so tiamikira boma pontikonzera ko tamati chipankhale green apitirizo konzo ukafika ku Chanida kuya tilupempha.
Earlier PP successes like the Lusaka-Ndola corridor and Chingola-Kasumbalesa road continue to demonstrate this model's effectiveness in unlocking trade while ensuring long-term maintenance and operation. Meanwhile, Zambia is navigating successful debt restructuring and enjoying a more stable economic outlook. Exports from maize and livestock to copper benefit from improved infrastructure, reinforcing the country's position as a regional trade hub.
Zambia has taken a significant step towards fertilizer self-sufficiency following the commissioning of the initial raw material feedstock loading at the United Capital Fertilizer UCF urea plant. Deputy Secretary to the Cabinet Siazongo Siakalenge officiated the milestone event, describing it as a major advancement in the country's journey towards fertilizer independence. The commissioning marks the beginning of test production and brings the plant closer to producing ammonia and urea locally. Siakalenge noted that the project aligns with the government's industrialization agenda and national food security goals, praising UCF's progress in strengthening Zambia's agricultural and manufacturing capacity. With full-scale production expected soon, the development signals a turning point for Zambia's agricultural input supply chain, paving the way for reduced reliance on imports and increased local employment. You are still watching Icu TV Main News. We take another break. Coming up next is international and sports news. Do stay with us.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Thank you so much for staying with us. And now in our international news, the District of Columbia has filed a lawsuit challenging President Donald Trump's move to take control of its police department just hours after his administration named the DEA chief as the emergency head of the force. DC Attorney General Brian Schwab argues that the takeover exceeds federal authority and violates the city's Home Rule Act, which grants the district autonomy in managing its local affairs. The legal filing includes a request for an emergency restraining order to block the federal move. City officials say the takeover poses a direct threat to the district's governance and undermines the rights of its 700,000 residents. Mayor Muriel Bowser also dismissed the legality of the decision, insisting the federal government has no personnel authority over local law enforcement. The legal battle adds to growing tensions over control and jurisdiction in the capital. And still in international news, Israel is facing mounting international criticism following the announcement by far-right Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich to approve the construction of over 3,000 housing units in the E1 area of the occupied West Bank. The proposed development, which would effectively divide Palestinian territories, has been widely condemned as a major blow to the viability of a future Palestinian state. UN spokesperson Stephen Dujarric warned that the move threatens to end any prospects for a two-state solution, while the EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas described the plan as a clear breach of international law. We now take another break as we get ready for our sports news, so stay tuned.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me.
Welcome back. We continue with the news. And now in our sports news, Malalo police defeated Kasama Warriors 2-1 in the opening match of the FAS Northern Province Champion of Champions tournament, marking the return of football to Kasama Stadium after a 3-year break. The tournament launched with vibrant fanfare, drawing large crowds and community leaders. FAS Northern Province Youth Representative Donald Mwelwa officially opened the event, calling for fair play and increased stakeholder support. The competition brings together top teams from across the province in a winner-takes-all contest. That sports item brings us the end of the main news, but before we go, a quick recap of the stories that made headlines. Zambia projected to lead Africa in 2025 GDP growth. Lungu repatriation hearing postponed to Monday, August 18, 2025. Government to roll out neonatal nursing training nationwide. And in our international news, DC sues Trump administration over police department takeover. In our sports news, Malalo police urge Kasama Warriors as FAS Northern tournament kicks off. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, do stay glued to our Facebook page, that's Icu TV Media Scope, and our YouTube, that's Icu TV. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kasama. Good night.